The 2026 World Cup in North America arrived with a heavy sense of finality. It was the absolute last stage for the generation that had defined modern football. For nearly 2 decades, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Neymar carried the sport. The expectation was that these 3 icons would march toward a glorious, shared exit before bowing out together. Then, the knockout round started. Portugal met Spain in the round of 16, resulting in a bitter 1-0 shutout that left a 41-year-old Ronaldo exiting the pitch in tears. Over in the Brazilian camp, things went just as poorly. A chaotic 2-1 loss to Norway handed Neymar an unceremonious elimination and marked Brazil's earliest exit from the tournament since 1990. Yet, amid these early collapses, a 39-year-old Lionel Messi is thriving. He is leading the Golden Boot race with 8 goals, pulling Argentina out of a 2-goal deficit against Egypt and orchestrating massive comebacks. Time eventually comes for every athlete's body, but physical decline turned 2 of these legends into active tactical burdens, while the third conquered the tournament. To see why, we have to look at how the machinery of a team breaks. Portugal's exit exposed a rigid refusal to adapt. Against Spain, Ronaldo's declining mobility was obvious, yet he continued playing as if he could still overpower an entire backline on his own. This data visualization contrasts Ronaldo's offensive volume against his actual playmaking. He took 17 shots, but created 0 chances for teammates. Expanding the timeline reveals the severity. Since 1966, no player in World Cup history has taken that many shots without producing a single opportunity. A disciplined Spanish defense easily isolated him. Because Ronaldo lacked the pace to press or track, Portugal fell into a one-dimensional loop, constantly funneling the ball toward a target that wasn't moving. Building a formation around a single player who can no longer run transforms a theoretical superstar advantage into a predictable flaw that opponents easily neutralize. Brazil suffered from an institutional failure. Manager Carlo Ancelotti and the medical staff prioritized the allure and nostalgia of their top scorer over medical reality. Neymar entered the tournament nursing a grade 2 calf injury sustained back in May. The staff kept him sidelined through the entire group stage, leaving him with 0 match rhythm. Look at this tactical chalkboard mapping Brazil's setup. To insert a completely static Neymar, Ancelotti had to dangerously warp his shape. Lacking mobility, the system compensated by pushing dynamic wingers like Vinicius Jr. out wide and deep, pulling them far away from effective attacking zones. Norway ruthlessly exploited the resulting disorganization. Erling Haaland drove straight through the massive gaps in the compromised Brazilian midfield, securing a 2-1 victory. Neymar managed a late penalty, but the damage was done. When a team bends its entire tactical structure to accommodate a fading star, the team breaks. Argentina took the exact opposite approach. Manager Lionel Scaloni engineered a highly strategic, system-first environment designed to protect his captain. Scaloni deliberately retained 17 players from his 2022 championship squad. He wanted a cohesive, high work-rate structural spine that understood the assignment. Midfielders like Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez were deployed to do the heavy lifting. Their endless running mathematically compensated for the defensive ground Messi could no longer cover. Crucially, Messi willingly accepted his own physical limits. Instead of hovering up top and demanding service, he dropped deeper into the midfield to act as a pure orchestrator. This graphic tracks his efficiency in those deeper zones. He maintains an 80.8% pass completion rate, and that counter marks his 9th career World Cup assist, breaking the all-time tournament record. In the end, Messi is succeeding because he stopped trying to outrun time. He didn't demand that the system sacrifice its shape for his glory. He chose to function as a vital component within it. The 2026 tournament marks the end of the unrestricted football icon. The days of a single player roaming the pitch without tactical responsibility are permanently over. The modern international game is built on rapid transitions and collective high pressing, 11 players moving as a single, synchronized unit to suffocate space. Tactically disciplined teams have proven you cannot afford to carry a stationary passenger on the pitch, no matter how legendary their name might be. Nostalgia fails at the World Cup. At the highest level of the sport, Survival now demands submitting to the system.